Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel CrackZat Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today in this video we'll be taking up another category of questions coming under data interpretation. This is called as bar graph. Now we all have been solving the bar graphs for a very long time now, and this is a previous year paper question. And I don't want to solve the question right now. Yes, I would not be solving the previous year question paper right now. What I'll be doing is I'll be giving you some concepts and type of questions which do come in these bar graphs. Now, try to trust me. I know you would not at the first go, but I would make you trust myself by saying that there are three categories of questions which we expect in a bar graph related question paper. And what is that? See, earlier when we were kids, we used to do the questions like what is the change, who has scored how much, and these kind of addition, subtraction. And as we proceeded a little higher class, we did the percentage questions. But you must be knowing that the syllabus of CAT, XAT, any other MBA examination or placement examinations, GATE aptitude section, or any such examinations which have this DI part in it, will be concentrating upon the syllabus of standard 8, 9, 10 only, if you know this very carefully. But the only complexity is added with the numbers, not with the concept. So what we will be doing in this video today is learning the three basic type of concepts related to this data interpretation. And trust me, using these three concepts only, you would be able to solve around all the questions in the DI section. Now let's first get started with the first type of question. So the first type of question is percentage change question. Now this is something you have already done, I guess. Like what is the change in the percentage when we are moving from one thing to another thing? How do we find out the percentage change? We know there is a old value, there is a new value. So the difference between the new value and old value divided by the old value into 100% will give us the value of the percentage change. So this is something we have been doing. This is one category of question which is frequently asked. But the second category of question is quite related to this category. And this is just an additional step to the existing category, which is called as change in percentage change. Now, when I say change in percentage change, whatever percentage change you calculated in the first go, you will be asked in the question paper to find out another percentage change in the other section. And then you would be asked to find out the absolute value changes in the bar graph. Now, I'll not go to the third type of category without showing you an example of 1 and 2 in my existing bar graph. All right. So we'll now scroll back to our real bar graph and we'll get an example here. Now, in this bar graph, if you read it, you get to know that it is showing us the revenue values in millions for two different countries, United States and Europe. Europe is represented by the red color and US is represented in the blue color, and for different years from 2003 to 2010. Now over here you get to see that all the values are approximated. Okay, slightly there are one or two values which are exactly on the line, but remaining values are either slightly below or slightly above kind of thing. So when this happens, you need to understand one thing very clearly, that the options which are too close, now this is a tip I must tell you, well, the options which are too close will never be your answer, because the value which I pointed out now in the yellow color can be read as 505 by some people, 500 by some people, 502 by some people, 510 by some people. So when there is a range of 0 to 10 or 0 to 20 in these kind of graphs, we generally see that the options which are too close are never going to be the answer. So this can be one very important tip to note down for option elimination. Now, let us take an easy example of the type 1 question, which is the percentage change question. So if I ask you that from 2003 to 2004, what is the percentage change in the revenue of US, that is yellow, that is blue in color. So what would be your answer? You would tell me that this would be very easy to calculate, as I can take the old value approximately as 400 and I can take the new value as approximately 500 or 505. So to keep the numbers easy, let us now take the number as 500. So we can see that the increase is 500 minus 400, which is 100. And so the percentage change will be 1 by 4, that is 25%. So this percentage change is 25%. This in itself is a question. Remember this, and this can be typically asked in various examinations. But to add a bit more complexity to it, we can have the second category of question, which is change in percentage change. So change in percentage change when be, I'll just twist the question, and now my question is that what is the change in the percentage change of the revenues of US from 2003 to 2004 and from 2004 to 2005. So now I am comparing the percentage changes of 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. Now 3 to 4 we have already calculated, it approximately equals to 25%. Now we will calculate the percentage change of 2004 and 2005 also. So if I calculate that, I can see that I can approximately take this as 500, and then I can take the other value. It's a slightly less than 600, but because the value at the bottom is slightly more than 500, so we can approximate it to 600 only. Now 600, that is the new value, minus the old value, which is 500, would be equals to 100. So change is 100 upon the old value, which is 500, would give us the percentage of 1 by 5 into 100, that is 20% change. So the change from 2004 to 2005 is 20% change. Now, the second category of question was talking about change in percentage change. This change is the absolute numerical value, and the difference between 25 and 20 is 5%. So the answer to my previous question, which was to find out the change in the percentage change, would be 5%. So I hope two categories of questions are quite clear to you. Now comes the third category of question. This third category of question, when asked in a actual CAT paper, ZAT paper, or any other important examination paper, is considered to be a difficult question, a question which people should do in round 2, round 3, and sometimes people also say that in these kind of complex questions you should not waste your time and do not select that question at all. But I can tell this thing that after you learn the third way, you would find this to be extremely easy. And this third category of question is called as percentage change in percentage change. Now try to understand this. We'll take the exact same example we have taken above. Now the only difference is this time I have to find out the percentage change, not just the numerical value. Earlier the change in the numerical value was 5%. Now they are asking me to find out the percentage change in the values of 2003, 2004 and 2004, 2005. So I know that the numerical change is equals to 25 minus 20, which is equals to 5%. And this 5% will be calculated upon the old value, and here the values are compared upon 2003, 2004. So what was the percentage change of 2003, 2004? If you guys can help me, it would be 25%. So here percentage change in percentage change is nothing but calculating the numerical change in the percentages divided by the previous value of the percentage change. So here in this question, the numerical difference between 25 and 20 is 5, and the previous percentage change value was 25. So we would be dividing 5 by 25 and multiply it with 100 to get the answer as 20% back. 1 by 5 into 100 is 20% back. That means percentage change in the percentage change of 3 to 4 and 4 to 5 is nothing but 20%. Now, these kind of questions would be asked in the examination, and you people would imagine this to be a very difficult, very tricky question. What they will try to haunt you more is by giving you lots of data, lengthy sentences, and you will be like, I can't understand it. But now when you know the concept clearly, I think you would be able to do the questions nicely. Now, for those who learn the concept right now, I have a question for you. Rather, I have two questions for you. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this right now, or you can also refer to the description box below where I'll be giving you these questions. Try to use the techniques I taught you for question number 1 and question number 2, and try to do it on your own. Once you are done with it, you can also comment below the answers. Otherwise, you can wait for me. I'll be very quickly up with its solution video, and I have a very nice technique to solve the questions over here. And I would be very happy if you would take some amount of knowledge from these solution videos as well. So I'll be up with the solution video and I'll tell you. And for question number 1, I have a technique which you could really use and get the answer in less than 10 seconds also. Yeah, to solve a previous year CAT or XAT question in less than 10 seconds means a lot, because this examination is considered to be quite tough. And if you are able to solve a particular question in less than 10 seconds, you are able to save a lot of time for the remaining lengthy questions. So stay tuned for more videos. I'll be up with the solution video and I'll be updating the solution video link also. But for now, those who were able to understand these three concepts, thank you so much for watching the video. And until we meet again, please take care.